What's going on, everybody? Welcome to schrishzen Thoughts, where I talk about stuff and things, and today I'm going to talk about my kind of fun. So for starters, shout out to my subscribers, shout out to anybody new coming across this channel. Comments and feedback are always welcome, and if you like what you hear, feel free to subscribe. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell icon. That way you get notifications of when I do post new videos, since I've been more consistent lately, but you just want to be notified when I do. So, a little while back, I was talking with a coworker after having a challenging conversation with one of the clients that I was dealing with. And afterwards, I was like, well, that was a good time. She laughed. She was like, that was a good time. And I'm like, yeah, I enjoy the back and forth, arguing a little bit over things. I enjoy it. I enjoy it because it gives me a chance to challenge myself. In a lot of cases where I'm in a position where I'm like, I most likely know the correct answer. So what I'm saying to you is most likely the correct answer. So I will kind of go back and forth with you a bit so that the client understands how things are most likely going to play out, or if something's needed, what's needed, or why it's needed. And it's like, while there's an ego aspect to it, that I enjoy these encounters because it lets me continue to focus on that and try and address that. There's an ego aspect of I want to be right that I look to address, and at the same time, while yes, I want to be right, I want to reduce the unnecessary suffering of the clients that I'm talking to. So if somebody comes in and says, I'm worried that my landlord is going to put me out. My landlord's asking for back rent. He said they're going to kick me out. In my head, I'm like, well, I want to at least limit some unnecessary suffering in the sense of relieving you from the idea that you can get kicked out right now. Maybe you don't know, or maybe you just don't believe it because your landlord is threatening you. But right now you can't get kicked out, so I will put that on you. You guys didn't pay my rent. It's like, yes, we did. Here's proof. Here's proof. Here's proof that we sent it. Here's where we sent it to. Here's when it was authorized. But I'm going to give you everything that I can to try and reduce the stress that you are adding in your head that may not need to be there, or the stress that you're adding legitimately but come to learn does not need to be there, which will lead to me going back and forth with clients a lot. And I use it as a testing ground for the things that I try to employ. It's active listening. Am I listening to the person that's talking to me where I think I'm right? Am I right? Am I hearing them correctly? Am I addressing what they're actually saying, or am I addressing a different point and I think that I'm right and I'm not really right? The information that I looked up, is that the actual information? If I'm telling you that this letter explains something, am I going to actually find it in the letter that I look up? I actually had that happen the other day. And it's happened a few times in doing this that I've realized I was wrong, which leads me to admitting to them right then and there, hey, I was wrong. I was incorrect about this. Here's the correct. You were right about whatever. So to me, this is a example to my coworkers who are with me. Like the girl that I was actually having a conversation with, she's new. And within the amount of time that she's been there, she's heard me argue with clients, and she's heard me admit to clients that I was wrong. So this is, to me, an example to them, a lead by example type thing where, yes, I'm not telling you to argue with clients in the same way that I do. However, if we are incorrect, I am trying to show you to openly admit that to them. Openly admit it to the person that you're talking to that you are incorrect. This will give them at least a better relationship or a better feeling about what they did that day. Or a better feeling of when they're coming in, they won't feel like they're getting pushed around or getting as much of a runaround if somebody is willing to say like, hey, we were wrong on this part. We will admit that we were wrong on this part. Sometimes it's real wrong, but we cover it up and just fix things, but we don't tell them. So sometimes when you tell somebody like, hey, I was wrong, like I do feel better when I'm talking to clients and they're like, okay, I do understand that. Okay, I get where you're coming from. Oh, I get why you guys did this. Oh, okay, I can see that you guys did whatever. Like I do feel better when the client feels better. So I consider it a good time when I'm arguing with people, because I'm like, this is an opportunity for me to work on things, for me to get better. It's an opportunity for me to help you get better. Whether you turn out to be right or wrong, I'm hoping that at the end of it, you feel better. So I use this in almost all kinds of conversations that I have, where I'm like, if I have a disagreement with people, I like disagreements. Why? Because this gives me an opportunity to work on a bunch of things. Work on controlling my emotions, controlling my reactions, active listening, avoiding doing things like digging at people, which I'm very good at. I'm very good at doing light, subtle digs, passive-aggressive type digs. So I work my engagement in arguments with clients leads me to work on not being passive-aggressive, leads me to work on stopping at a point where I might have hit a wall and we're not really going to get past it. I'm good for hitting that wall and then saying at the end, like, nope, I'm still going to leave my little bit of an end on this. I'm going to stop telling you things because you don't seem to actively be listening to me, but then proceed to actually continue to tell them. So I did it today where I got to a point where I'm like, I've hit a wall with you. You're not grasping what I'm saying, so I'm just going to drop here without saying anything and just proceed forward with what I need to do to address the situation. So it's work. It's a lot of work, but it's a good time to me because I enjoy the work. Even though it's tough, even though it's challenging, even though it leads me to be vulnerable in a sense, to me, it works out in my benefit and the benefit of others. Say comments and feedback are welcome, but I don't know if people are really going to say much on this. It's kind of more of a ramble, so hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Peace.